My role currently is that I'm the Neighbourhood Management Coordinator for the Five Ways area, and East Marsh is part of, and probably one of the most, one of the most significant parts of Five Ways, and probably one of the most challenging parts in some respects. I'm an ex-police officer. I prefer to use the term ex rather than some other derivative. Prior to that, I was actually a steel worker for many, many years, so I have a fairly mixed background as far as that's concerned. I'm married, I have 3 adult children, I have 2 grandchildren. I spend a lot of time obviously committed to the family. I have my main hobby is gardening, and associated with that, I have a passion for bonsai trees. You have to recognise that within East Marsh that there is a wealth of partnership work already going on. There is a hugely active third sector and a hugely active volunteer sector linked predominantly to the third sector. If you ask me, have we got a big society ethos within East Marsh, I would say definitely yes, we have. We still fall short of the ultimate big society achievement or aims, I believe, in that we still have to make that transition from involving the community in making the decisions and actually getting the community on board to be part of the work that delivers those decisions. But we are making some headway in that. We're already seeing people who are prepared to step forward and be part of working groups to look at health issues, working groups to look at environmental issues, etc. And if you'd asked me whether that was achievable 5 years ago, I would probably have said no. I have difficulty identifying a single story that actually portrays the strength of the East Marsh community. And I think that's the important thing, that we actually pay tribute to what the community achieves. Areas such as Duncombe Gardens, where 5 years ago they were plagued by crime and problems within that community, the community wasn't coherent. A very small group of residents actually came and spoke to the partnership who has responsibility for the housing stock in that area and Humberside Police. And together they worked to actually make the place more secure. That moved on where they developed a community garden spirit, etc. And if you go into Duncombe Gardens now, compare it with what it was like 4 or 5 years ago, and you'll find a huge change. We've seen a huge number of young people being given positive activities and positive opportunities by a whole host of functions. We've had people like Rob Parry working at the resource centre, endlessly spending hours and hours with young people. 250 young people attended youth activities at the resource centre last summer, in the summer holiday period. We've got organisations like Contract Links who are delivering huge opportunities for young people to get off the unemployment ladder and into productive work and work experience, etc. We've got organisations who are working together delivering environmental projects. Shalom Youth Club, who do an absolutely brilliant job of trying to identify positive outcomes for young people who come through their books and through their hands. So it's difficult to identify one positive good news story because there are so many. I would like to see East Marsh continue the development that it's undergone in the recent years. I would like to see more residents becoming involved in activities and more residents taking the lead and giving, to some extent, giving the officers and the people who work in that area a bit of a hard time, challenging them to actually improve their services and challenging them to deliver a better facility and a better product for East Marsh. So it's not an aspiration from a personal point of view, if that makes sense, because in doing so they would actually challenge me to work harder and perform better.